This is a new Ukrainian offensive in enemy territory. Increased attacks using the U.S. ATACMS missile system and drones are having the desired effect. Disoriented Russians are losing soldiers and equipment. The Ukrainians have a plan to keep them away from their own borders. The Russians themselves say that Ukraine is only the beginning, and they want to go further. That's why we have to stop the enemy already on their soil. The Ukrainians have made excellent use of the element of surprise. They hit point blank at the same time in different places, eliminating enemy troops, but also military facilities like weapon depots and aviation fuel. This is a military base in Ivanovskoye, or rather what was left of it, when it was targeted by Ukrainian soldiers. What came as a surprise was the fact that the Ukrainians struck at once, simultaneously in many directions. The scale of the strike with small formations, but in many places on the front line, has indeed caused surprise. And the Russians are also not sure if this is a preparation for a wider operation, or if this is a key operation. The longer the Ukrainians manage to hold their positions on enemy soil, the greater the chance that some Russian soldiers will not cross into Ukraine, now the Kursk region. Is becoming a strategic battlefield. The Russians are taking their revenge, as always, in a barbaric way, by shelling Ukraine's energy infrastructure so as to cut off ordinary people from heat and electricity. We can't let the Russians get close to Kharkiv and other cities, because later it will be hard to take them back. Russia has called in mercenaries from the North Korean army to help, but they too are suffering heavy losses on the front.
Russia's effort to redraw the border of a sovereign country, Ukraine, to do it by force, and a sign of the growing threat posed by heightened cooperation.
While the U.S. Secretary of State was visiting Seoul, Kim Jong-un's regime fired a ballistic missile into the Sea of Japan. This is the first such test in 2 months, and another provocation by the communist North Korean authorities. Donald Trump's announcements represent a hopeful end to the war in Eastern Europe. The Republican, soon-to-be U.S. president, is expected to unveil a peace plan. Kyiv is awaiting the details with hope. As a first step, we must reach an agreement with Donald Trump. Then, and only then, will we gain confidence that strong security guarantees will also be accepted by Europe. Only then can I start talks with the Russians. Ukraine would like to enter the talks, keeping Putin in check. That's why, at least until the 20th of January, when U.S. President Donald Trump will already be in office, Ukraine wants to go on the offensive in the Kursk region.